Okay, so for today's video, I just want to address a few of the things that have happened this week regarding what happened last week's episode of season 13 with Utica and the roast, because it's an interesting topic and I have a few things that I want to say. I haven't written anything down, so hopefully I just get to the point of what I need to say. I have a few clips that I want you guys to watch from my video from last week first. We will see that. And that's the thing, yeah, it's a roast. It's not just like a stand-up. This is like, you gotta go the fuck in. You can't pheromone this shit.
Let's not focus on winning until you can win something, baby, okay?
Excuse me, I want too many challenges.
Baby, that's the only thing mini about you, baby, okay?
First of all, yeah, she did win mini challenges and they don't count for shit. The only thing that's a mini about you, are you kidding me out? I love it. I love this. This is better than the reading challenge. We had the reading challenge, didn't we? It was probably bad. I can't remember. But seriously, I am excited for her roast, especially with these queens like, oh girl.
Nina West's shoulders are so wide that she makes Tina Burner look like Valentina.
I love that. Okay, I love that.
That could be very offensive.
Does that trigger you? Does it?
Oh, you specifically,
Anyone else?
Michelle?
Manatees. Does Dumbo ring a bell to you? No, I'm sorry.
Wow.
It's harsh.
That's the hard.
Even though it's a roast, it still has to be funny.
It's gotta be harsh and funny, but not harsh and mean and with no funny. So this is very pheromone, like look at these wrinkles, like, oh, I'm a bit like, oh, for Utica right now. Now that it's gone out on national TV, she's not mean, I promise. I don't know, maybe she is.
It is my greatest joy on this earth, in this little body, to...
Little?
Thank you. To make people laugh.
Make people, I agree, like,
You make my good Judy, Miss Tina Burner, look like such a petite woman with them big-ass shoulders you got, bitch. I know that Drag Race is the Olympics of drag. And baby, you the stadium.
what she was gonna be like, you're like a rugby player. No, you're the stadium.
I don't know what's worse, your fashion on season 12.
So obviously the premise was that it's a roast and Utica made some basically fat jokes or size jokes that people had issue with, that kind of thing. And the main point of what I'm trying to say is that often happens. I mean, in Drag Race, they're drag queens, and I'm not defending the case of like, oh, fat shaming is okay, because it's not. But the difference is when it's happened for years and years and years on the show and different queens, and the fact that it happened by other queens on that same episode, and then everyone comes to Utica, the hypocrisy is what I don't like or can't stand or deal with, and that's why I'm doing this, to bring that side of things up. However, I do want to say that, first of all, I'm not throwing anyone else under the bus being like, oh my god, them, and then cancelled. Because I do not agree with cancel culture in any sense of the word, like, for the most part. I mean, it's kind of a bit out of hand, but I also understand that people's feelings are hurt on either side, blah, 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 blah. So, what I need to say is that because they're literally drag queens, like, the point is, like they've said, like, it's a roast. We have the read and challenge, we have the roast. It is open communication for them to get things off their chest and just have fun with it. Nothing is ever meant with malice or hate, and I have some stuff that we want to watch together. But the main point is, Trinity the Tuck says it well, if you can't roll with the punches, this ain't the career for you. And it's literally, like, things aren't meant in such hate. I realise that the game is a bit different these days because of online, because of the hate that people are being sent online, which is disgusting. I mean, I've spoke about it multiple times on this channel. But when it's something that seems to be happening amongst lots of queens, and we have some receipts here, and I just sort of did a little bit of my knowledge, Rolodex of knowledge of Drag Race, and was like, this, and this. I mean, there's plenty of other cases, but I haven't put them in, and da-da-da-da-da. But you get the idea. I just sort of went off, I remember that moment, I remember that moment, I remember that moment, da-da-da-da-da. And there's a lot of season 9, because that's obviously my judge. But we will see what the deal is, and like, yeah, some people might think, what are you talking about? This has nothing to do with anything, like, but I just need to address the fact that I don't agree with how this has been done against Utica, and being like, oh my god, she's a like worthless human being, blah blah blah. How dare she say these things when it's like literally done a lot. Not that it's done a lot in the sense that that's okay, that makes it okay. But I think as long as we're in the realm of Drag Race or a drag show or drag, it is meant with love and humor, and so like we just don't need to get it so twisted and get it like literally like get so pressed about it. So I want to watch these clips and then we will conclude on what this situation is at. But before I watch, actually, it's only fair, yes, there is an apology that Utica has said, so we will quickly look at that. Making fun of people's sizes is not okay. I am truly sorry. I apologise to those who were offended by my crude jokes. I feel saddened that themes of body shame are still prevalent in today's TV, and I don't want to perpetuate any body negativity with tasteless jokes. Nothing was done with cruel intentions. Love each other and your bodies in every shape and size. Which I agree, like, hey, we're all for equality on this channel, with me, with everything, like we should be, and my viewers, so I love you guys for that. But the main point I'm trying to say is, that's not okay out in the real world. And I know that people see it on TV and think, oh, well, we can do that, and da-da. You just need to realise that there is an element of comedy, and the point with a roast is literally make it like harsh but funny. Like I said in my video, don't like be harsh and like not funny, because then it just is like, ooh, which is kind of how it played out, which isn't good. But it's just not the only one who said stuff. Just literally not the only one who said stuff. So I'm not even gonna, like, I'm not, like I say, I'm not dragging anyone else, pun intended, but like, you the stadium, that's a size joke. Like, there's plenty of others, and we're gonna get into it.
Fat. Who cares? Syphilis.
I'm sorry for just the way that she like kind of roasts that and just performs it. I love
my
it.
favorite shape is round.
I can see.
I'll eat you.
Alexis, Michelle, you're oh so Broadway, but you're also very broad.
You're like a BMW. Body made wrong.
Pillsbury called.
I think because she's
they
not
want
laughing.
their rolls back.
She's not laughing with them as well. This is a good example of when it was brought up to the other queens and the situation and being like, I don't like that. I don't want that.
Time for us to start writing jokes. Be clever, that's the goal.
Here's a tip, don't make it about my body.
Oh, Lord.
I was surprised you guys came from anything to do with my size. I just like would have preferred not to do with body image. So that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, but we can't be sensitive. It's a comedy challenge.
Girl, get over it. You knew people were gonna read you.
That's what I'm saying. Within the realm of drag and drag race,
You're a drag queen, honey.
it's a roast. Like, I get if people's sensitivities are like hurt or sensitive about things, yeah, but there is things that are brought up where they come for each other in the reading challenges. It's give and take. I just needed to address this based on what happened with Utica.
What do you say to that? Regarding my sensitivity, my body is something that I've struggled with my whole life. And we had talked about our body image issues a few weeks before.
Yeah, but the reading challenge is like the Friars Club. It's a safe place to just let it all hang out because, you know, there's love in the room.
And the love came from me to the girls too. And because we had talked about other eating disorders.
Yeah, no, I got it, but surely you can understand why people online would say, wait a minute, you know.
Having talked about the other body sensitivities, it was just, it didn't feel balanced.
I talked about being sensitive about my teeth, but that didn't stop you. And I still was able to sit there and laugh about it.
And share.
And it just felt like you weren't being a good sport.
I make fun of my size all the time on stage in my shows.
But that's not her point. I don't even think that you come off as like some huge size queen.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think the gripe that people might have had online was the fact that you dished it out, basically calling Farrah a prostitute, and then turnabout wasn't fair play.
My advice to you is that, girl, you're a drag queen, and if you can't roll with the punches, this is not the career for you.
Trinity swears she's so fishy, bitch. All she's serving is Fisher Price.
Oh!
bitch, you look like fish, a whale.
Oh, well.
Honey, I'm James and the Giant Peach and not afraid of it, okay?
Bitch, you ate James and the Giant Peach.
Oh my god, I
I
literally...
thought I was the big girl till your nose walked in, bitch.
No, don't try it, bitch.
I think what would have been hilarious is literally that, like, when Utica was saying it to Lonnie Love and Michelle just, like, clapped back and being like, listen, you're this, isn't it? Then it would have been, it's more that sort of sorority sisterhood of, like, back and forth, which, so don't get me wrong, I do get the
It was
situation.
definitely a mockery of big people, which I do not appreciate all the time.
Right.
But I think that she did it with fun and love.
And I think it was a risk for her to do this. But I think she assigned it a character that was really funny and thought out and effective. And I think if it was done irresponsibly, it could have been one note and really stupid.
Yeah.
Blair St. Clair, bitch, you look hungry. Eat a burger.
Girl, whatever weight I lost, you found.
I got ya there.
Like, that's a clapback read. I love that.
I think maybe you should switch out the Miller for Coors Light. Alexis Mateo. I don't want to be shady, so I'm not going to bring up your weight. But when you work, do they pay you in pounds?
Oh, look at, oh wait, hang on, just to clarify. Are we all laughing at this? Yeah.
You actually have a really good chance at winning this competition because they've never had a Puerto Rican or a big girl winner.
Right.
Yeah.
Angina, yay.
Okay, the crickets aren't even laughing.
So that is pretty much it for the clips. Okay, and the thing with Shangela as well, I'm not dragging, but I do specifically remember somebody being pressed and having an issue with that when that was on. So I was like, okay, hey, fair game. I didn't like have an issue with it, but I get that it's a big sensitivity ball of this discussion. And so I just wanted it to be a case of all these queens have said stuff. People even in the literal episode said stuff. And it's not all on Utica. So as much as like times are changing but like I say, it's an open like club of being able to throw the shade. Personally speaking, in this realm. Like don't go out and do it like in the real world. Like, but I think it is such an interesting discussion. I just wanted to put my 2 cents into it, or 2 pennies I suppose. But yeah. I actually saw some tweets last night as well. I was thinking, obviously, I'm going to do this. And then I was like, oh, actually, let's have a look. And some tweets that I just want to read were differences of opinions. We are not going to cancel Utica in a culture that picks and chooses when to be offended by fat phobia. Ferry this video. All these fake people trying to act all woke about it have plenty of fat phobic tendencies themselves. Fair. I mean, I laughed at these jokes. I laughed at them last week. Doesn't mean I'm fatphobic, but it's just the situation of Drag Race. So like I say, there's a lot of sensitivity. It's the hypocrisy for me. Many queens, including others in that roast, have made fat jokes. Why the uproar now? And why about just one queen? It's ridiculous. These people, these get it. I wonder sometimes if Drag Race viewers have seen a drag queen out in the wild. 100% they haven't. LMAO. They'd probably fall over and die at in real life drag show. Like that's what I wanted to end on, because literally a few years ago I went to see Bianca Del Rio, and her rule for the show is no like video footage at all, and I could totally understand why, because if that got leaked, she would be cancelled quicker than fucking anything that I know. Bianca is incredible and she's hilarious, but you go to that show knowing that that's what you're getting into. It was like the least PC thing ever of the good thing, well not the good thing, but the thing about it is that she picked on every single demographic, so it kind of was an even playing field. But the point is, it fucking happens, and they're drag queens and it's comedy, so that is just what I want to end it on. And like, and I don't agree when people say, oh, but it's Bianca Del Rio, it's fine. No, it's not. Like, it's not fine, but it's as long as it's not fine for everyone, or it is fine for everyone. That's what we need, is no hypocrisy and a level playing field for all these people. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys all took something from it. I don't know, I want to hear you guys' thoughts, and it's an interesting discussion in the comments. Obviously, we're not going to be dragging me, we're not going to be hating on me, please. But I do feel like Trinity says it the best, and it is just, I mean, Alyssa, like, it's just drag, you know what I mean? But Trinity, if you can't roll with the punches, this ain't the career for you. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.
The winner
crowned the UK's Drag Race superstar will receive an all-expenses-paid trip to Hollywood to create their own digital series with the producers of RuPaul's Drag Race. Tonight, with Michelle Visage, Alan Carr,